These women are completely out of touch with reality. And you're right, ABC should wait.
Chaos erupted on The View as Caroline Leavitt dropped bombshell revelations that left the hosts scrambling to defend themselves.
Democrats in the media are now unloading all their nasty attacks on rising Trump White House star and new press secretary, Caroline Leavitt. Watch this.
Today, we're breaking down exactly what went down, why her explosive statements have everyone talking, and what this means for the future of the show. If you've been wondering what really caused this meltdown, you're in the right place. The drama has hit the airwaves, and it's all thanks to Caroline Leavitt shaking up the political landscape like never before.
These women are completely out of touch with reality. And you're right, ABC should wait.
The View is no stranger to controversy, but this time, they bit off way more than they could chew. And the best part? Their desperate attempts to fight back only made things worse. When Caroline Leavitt stepped into the spotlight as Trump's press secretary, Democrats wasted no time launching their attacks.
She's probably been put in there because, according to Donald Trump, she's a 10. You know that's what it is.
They thought their usual smear campaign would work. When Caroline Leavitt stepped into the spotlight as Trump's press secretary, Democrats wasted no time launching their attacks. They thought their usual smear campaign would work. But not only did their tactics fail, it completely backfired. What started as petty jealousy has now turned into a full-blown PR disaster for The View, leaving their reputations in shambles. And the fallout? Oh, it's nothing short of spectacular. Let's start with Joy Behar, one of the loudest voices on The View. She constantly preaches about empowering women, right? Well, when it came to Caroline Leavitt, she threw all that feminist talk out the window.
These women are completely out of touch with reality. And you're right, ABC should wait.
Instead of acknowledging Caroline's accomplishments, she reduced her success to just her looks. So, standing up for women only applies when it fits her narrative? The hypocrisy is glaring. How can someone claim to support women's rights and then tear down a young, successful woman in the same breath? But here's where it gets even juicier. Leave it to Fox News' Greg Gutfeld to deliver the ultimate punchline. He threw some major shade at Joy Behar, and let's just say, the internet hasn't stopped laughing since.
Joy Behar calls her a 10. I mean, how dare she objectify a woman with a sexist rating system, but it's such a typical thing from a 1.5.
And just when you thought Joy had enough embarrassment, Caroline took it a step further, calling out the entire View panel for their double standards and blatant propaganda.
Democrats can either get on board or they can prepare to lose another election just like they did on November 5th.
After Joy's crude remarks, Whoopi Goldberg swooped in like a mother hen, trying to do damage control. She accused Caroline of having a lack of tolerance. But let's be honest, Whoopi wasn't preaching wisdom. She was scrambling.
Because she said something yesterday that really pissed me off. And that was, she said, there will be no wokeness here.
Oh, yeah.
Let me explain something to you. Because without that wokeness, you might not have that job.
And Caroline, oh, she wasn't having any of it. In a now viral moment, Whoopi tried to twist civil rights and wokeness into the same thing. Whoopi Goldberg said, "We fought so that women of all colors could stand at that podium." Nice try, Whoopi. But Caroline wasn't fooled for a second. With brutal precision, she called out Whoopi's flawed logic, making it painfully obvious that Whoopi either doesn't understand the difference, or she's deliberately misleading her audience. And judging by Whoopi's reaction, she felt that burn.
Women were not invited to that table. Women were not invited to many tables in this nation. The reason we fought and busted our behinds to make sure that you didn't have to worry about this. And now to hear you talk about it and to hear anybody talk about the wokeness was put in place for a reason.
Here's the real question. If Whoopi really supports women's rights, why didn't she call out Joy Behar for tearing down another woman? The answer? Because Whoopi's moral compass only points left. Instead of holding her co-host accountable, she took the opportunity to attack Caroline. And when Caroline fired back, Whoopi did what the left does best. She played the race card. Classic deflection.
Because black people couldn't get into colleges. Because women could not get into the colleges they wanted to go to. This is all women.
And just when you think they can't go any lower, they tried to pin an assassination attempt on Elon Musk. Yes, you heard that right. Caroline wasn't about to let them get away with spreading baseless accusations. She pointed out their sheer hypocrisy. These are the same people who demand accountability, yet they recklessly throw out dangerous claims without a shred of evidence.
how ironic that Whoopi Goldberg and Joy Behar and the rest of the ladies on The View spend their time calling Republicans the conspiracy theorists. But they have been wrong about everything they have said over the last couple of years.
This is the exact reason people are ditching mainstream media in favor of independent news sources. But Caroline didn't just expose The View, she shook up the entire legacy media machine. She announced a groundbreaking shift in the White House press pool. For years, traditional media outlets like the Associated Press have controlled the narrative. But Caroline made it crystal clear, those days are over.
They likened President Trump to Hitler. They have mocked him. They have shamed him. They have lied about him consistently on their show. And it was a joy to watch them on November the 6th when they realized that tens of millions of Americans do not listen to the lies that they have spewed.
She introduced new media seats to hold these biased outlets accountable. And the best part? She restored press passes for 440 journalists that Biden's administration had revoked. But guess what? The View lost their minds. Sunny Hostin scoffed at the idea of new media getting a seat at the table. Whoopi jumped in, acting like only legacy media elites should be allowed to ask questions. We can't just say stuff in spite of what they tell you. Oh, you mean like how you guys have been doing for years? The irony is off the charts. And then came the final knockout punch. The View thought they had Caroline cornered with a gotcha question about immigration. They wanted her to fumble. They wanted her to slip up. But spoiler alert, she didn't.
Of the 3,500 arrests ICE has made so far since President Trump came back into office, can you just tell us the numbers? How many have a criminal record versus those who are just in the country illegally?
All of them, because they illegally broke our nation's law.
She flipped the script, reminding them that Trump's America prioritizes law-abiding citizens over illegal immigrants. And just like that, their entire argument fell apart. Here's the real reason. The View is panicking. For the first time in years, they're losing control of the narrative. Millions of Americans are turning away from traditional media, seeking the truth from alternative sources. Caroline Leavitt isn't just exposing The View, she's exposing their entire playbook. And the more they try to fight back, the more they prove her point. Is this the end of mainstream media dominance? Or will The View and the legacy media somehow weasel their way back into power? Let me know what you think in the comments. And if you want more hard-hitting breakdowns like this, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. Because trust me, this fight is far from over.